Coming up on NBC26 today, a man's body is found in a ditch in Fox Crossing. What we know this morning about the investigation. Plus, a community mourning the loss of a Sheboygan County teenager after a crash involving black ice. And after last night's Green Bay City Council meeting, the Colburn Park pool veto stands. Hear from the mayor and the community.
Well, what a difference a morning makes. We're waking up to temperatures in the single digits across the area. Mostly clear right now in Green Bay, though, 7 degrees. 5 out in Clintonville, 5 also down in Appleton, and we're seeing quite a bit of cloud cover still off towards our western communities. Compared to yesterday morning, we're anywhere between 25 to 30 degrees colder. And when you factor in the blustery winds, which we're still seeing at this hour, anywhere between 15 to 20 miles per hour, it makes it feel a whole lot colder outside. Everywhere is below zero. Waking up to feel like temperatures at 12 below in Green Bay, 15 below also down in Appleton and in Oshkosh. So you're going to want to layer up and bundle up as you are heading out the door this morning. And it's only going to get colder as we head into the next 24 hours. We're looking at a mixture of some sun and clouds throughout this afternoon. High temperatures struggle to make it into the double digits throughout the day today. Raquel?
A silver alert has been issued for an 84-year-old Beloit man. Stuart Austin was last seen yesterday at 9 a.m. in the town of Beloit. He is 5'9" and weighs about 185 pounds. He has blue eyes and white hair, and he was last seen wearing a tan jacket, gray sweatshirt, and gray pants. He is believed to be driving a beige 2013 Lincoln MKS with Wisconsin plates 308 FCL. There's also a Wounded Warrior Project sticker on the back. He has a daily routine that includes visiting Mount Olivet Cemetery and visiting with friends. Anyone with info is asked to call the Town of Beloit Police Department. Well, police in Fox Crossing are investigating after a man's body was found in a roadside ditch. Now, that man investigators say that they're trying to work out exactly what caused that man's death and how he ended up there. Police say they discovered the body just after 1:30 yesterday afternoon on the 1900 block of American Drive near the Shady Lane intersection. They described the victim as a white, middle-aged man appropriately dressed for the cold. Investigators say it's unclear how long the body had been there. They were on scene all afternoon yesterday taking measurements and photographs, trying to piece together through crime scene reconstruction.
At this point, our investigators are basically talking to area businesses and just trying to see if we can pinpoint something to lead us to an answer as to what had occurred here.
The Winnebago County Coroner's Office has taken the body for a pending autopsy. If you have any information on what might have happened, you're urged to call the Fox Crossing Police Department. Now, Sheboygan community is mourning after sheriff deputies say black ice caused an early morning crash yesterday, killing a 16-year-old girl. NBC26's Marissa DiCandido was in Plymouth and has more on how the community is coping with this tragedy.
Family and friends of 16-year-old Jodine Hins dealing with an unexpected tragedy, losing a young life too soon.
Well, I know it's a big loss to her family.
The Sheboygan County Sheriff's Office says Hins was driving on County Highway U Tuesday morning in the town of Linden when her truck hit a patch of black ice around 7 a.m. Her car went off the road into a ditch. According to the Sheriff's Office, she was thrown from the vehicle and died at the scene. A 16-year-old passenger was also in the car but wasn't hurt in the crash. Here at Plymouth High School, Hins's teachers and classmates are trying to cope with this tragedy. The Plymouth School District Superintendent released a statement saying in part, quote, "We are grieving the loss of one of our students. We are very saddened by this event and our condolences go out to the family," end quote.
She was a very outgoing, fun person.
Family friend Rick Reamer knew Hins through her passion and dedication to showing horses. He says this is devastating for her family.
Because I don't know if this is just shock, but I talked to her dad this morning, and he said he didn't know if he'd be able to show horses again.
Hins was a sophomore at Plymouth High School. In Plymouth, Marissa DiCandido, NBC26.
The school district had counselors on hand for students yesterday, and they'll continue to have them available throughout the week. Now, sheriff deputies have identified the 77-year-old pedestrian hit and killed near Kaukauna on Monday. Investigators say John Jansen was getting his newspaper around 6:30 a.m. when he was hit by an SUV on County Highway N. The sheriff's department says the 23-year-old driver is cooperating with their investigation. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation says traffic deaths are up nearly 6% in 2016. Wisconsin ended the year with 588 traffic deaths, which are 33 more than they had in 2015. Totals in 2016 were the highest since 2012, when 601 people died on Wisconsin roads.
Well, a very cold and blustery morning we're waking up to on this Wednesday. West winds anywhere between 20 to 25 miles per hour. We're looking at wind gusts up to around 30, which makes it feel very cold outside. We're looking at wind chill factors at 15 below down in Appleton with temperatures in the single digits. 7 right now here in Green Bay. 12 below, it feels like right now. We're looking at northwest winds between around 15 to 20 miles an hour. We're looking at mostly clear conditions though, Green Bay and along the Fox Valley. Mostly cloudy out towards our western communities. We're going to see a mixture of some sun and clouds throughout the day. Today it's going to remain on the colder side with highs only near 11 degrees, and that hits by around your lunch hour. Raquel?
Well, Manitowoc police investigating a gas station robbery. It happened at the Mobile gas station on Calumet Avenue just before 5 o'clock last night. Police say the suspect held a gun to the clerk and demanded money. He then took off, and police used a canine unit but couldn't find him. The suspect is described as a white man in his mid to late 20s with a deep voice. He was wearing all black with something covering his face. Anyone with information about that case is asked to call police. Now to an NBC26 update. A 19-year-old man was sentenced to 1 year in jail for shooting a 9-year-old in the face with a BB gun back in July. The boy from Kimberly was hosting a lemonade stand at the time. Yugani Tetzloff was also ordered to write a letter of apology to the child. Once released from jail, Tetzloff will be on probation for 3 years. A not guilty plea in court today from Leonardo Chasen Paredes, one of the 2 men accused of running a card skimmer operation in Green Bay. Investigators believe he and Orlando Romero Santea attached makeshift devices on gas pumps at 2 Shell gas stations in November in an attempt to steal customers' credit and debit card information. Both face felony identity theft charges. The 115th Congress is now in session. The first order of business, a ceremonial swearing in of newly elected and re-elected members. Among the top priorities for the senators include confirmation hearings on President-elect Trump's cabinet picks. And on the House side, moments after being sworn in as Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan simultaneously swore in the entire U.S. House of Representatives on the House floor. Republicans have control of both the House and the Senate. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson was sworn into office yesterday. He posed for photos with his family and Vice President Joe Biden. Johnson won re-election, beating Democratic challenger Russ Feingold. Former President Bill Clinton and 2016 Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton will attend President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration later this month. That's according to aides to both the Clintons. Former President George W. Bush and former First Lady Laura Bush will also attend. A spokesman has told CNN Bush's father, President George H.W. Bush, will not be attending due to his health. Former President Jimmy Carter also plans on attending. Last night, the Green Bay City Council failed to override a veto of plans for a new Colburn Park pool. Last month, aldermen voted to approve funding to rebuild it. A construction bid came in more than $2 million over budget. Mayor Schmidt vetoed that plan, saying it was too expensive.
We tried our hardest, and just our hardest wasn't good enough, and I'm just really sad about that, but I'm really proud of the group that we started and the relationships that we made and all the efforts that we accomplished.
I think that this never really got going in the right direction. I think if we can take this back as a Parks Department, as a city, I'm confident that we can do something that's fiscally responsible and supports the neighborhood.
Officials say the pool is budgeted to operate as is this summer. Pool supporters fear project owners might sue the city if a new Olympic pool isn't constructed. A public forum held yesterday discussed overcrowding in Green Bay schools. According to a recent study, Baird Elementary is over capacity by almost 150 students. The proposal to build a new school would cost taxpayers millions, so the public's input was invited. The school board has until January 24th to decide whether or not they want to put a referendum on the ballot in April. Well, coming up, law enforcement agencies in the Fox cities are teaming up how they hope to help tackle the problem of hunger in the area.
The Arctic air is here, and it's going to last for a while. How cold will it get? We'll have the details coming up next. You're watching NBC26 Today.
You're connected to NBC26 Today with Haley Tenpaz, Stephanie Meade Weather, Remote Weather with meteorologist Matt Hoffman, and Brooke Hayes. NBC26 Today, keeping you connected.